I hope you have about 430,000 dream shards ready for the Kramomatic, because if you want to utilize it to its max potential, that's how much you're going to need during the Summer Festival event. Welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video. Today we're talking about the maintenance data mine. So thanks to the data miners, we now have information about how much dream shards the Kramomatic is going to cost. We don't yet know what the odds of a great success is, where you get 2 times the amount of rewards from the Kramomatic. We do now know that Cramorant is an ingredient specialist. We don't know its ingredients yet. Just as usual, we have to wait for the Pokemon to release. So how will Cramorant impact our ingredient spread amongst the ingredient specialists? That is yet to be known. So that was the summary, but let's go through the details with some beautiful infographics made by Rose Lily, Girls Roxy, and Shadownut. We've got 2 infographics. One is a bit more info about the Kramomatic, the event missions, and the other is stats on the new Pokemon Cramorant. So what do we know about Cramorant? It is an ingredient specialist. We don't know its ingredient list yet. We do know that its main skill is going to be Tasty Chance S. The only other Pokemon that has this skill is Dedenne. Now, this is both a good and a bad thing. It's good because, well, Dedenne is actually quite rare, so having an extra Pokemon that also does the same skill to give us more Tasty Chance main skill coverage is a good thing. It's a bad thing though, because I don't think anyone's going to be investing 5 main skill seeds on Cramorant to have its Tasty Chance S max level. Because just like other ingredient specialists, you're probably not going to have Cramorant on your team that much, except when you need those ingredients. And secondly, it's not a skill specialist. So if you were trying to rush a Monday morning breakfast with an expanded pot that you want to crit, well, a team of several Dedenne is going to be more beneficial than a team of several Cramorant, because a skill specialist should trigger the skill more often. So in terms of the meta strategy to use Tasty Chance S on Monday morning, I don't think Cramorant adds to it that much. Sure, you can still have it on the team alongside some Dedenne, but Dedenne is still going to be the way to go. So while I think it's a nice addition and there can be some niche uses, I don't think that skill is going to be investment worthy. Now, Cramorant has a base speed of 45 minutes, which is a pretty average speed. It's neither fast nor slow, but looking at its speed in isolation doesn't mean anything unless we also know the ingredient rate and how many ingredients are dropped, which we'll find out next week. Its inventory is 19, which is pretty average for Pokemon that don't evolve. And the last thing we know about Cramorant is its drowsy power requirement, and also the rank requirement to encounter it. So in order to meet the minimum requirements to encounter Cramorant, you need to have 8 million drowsy power for that session, and also have either Ultra 3 rank at Cyan Beach or Ultra 1 rank at Snowdrop Tundra. So if your area bonus or your team is very weak and you can't reach those numbers quick enough on that week, what you want to do is avoid slumbering, because that is Cramorant's sleep type. Of course, during this event, there's a chance that Cramorant will spawn outside of slumbering as well. But if you wanted more chances to encounter Cramorant, then you want to focus more on dozing, snoozing in the early parts of the week until you can meet the minimum requirement, then try to do more slumbering in the later parts of the week. So that's all I have to say about Cramorant. Whether it's meta or not, we'll find out next week. We also know the mission rewards, nothing too crazy. You want to make Master 1 for this event, so no matter which area you go to, try to reach Master 1 by the end of the week and you can get pretty much all of the rewards. And everybody's going to get a Cramorant incense, and basic 2 is very easy to achieve. So basically, that's a free incense. Do you want to use it early in the week to stack it with a friend incense? Well, that's up to you. Some people like to hold on to incenses for events. Some people like to save an incense for the later part of the week so that they have a larger drowsy power, so they have a higher chance of encountering 3-star style or maybe even 4-star style. But you'll need 85 million drowsy power in order to have a chance at the 4-star style. And for the final, most exciting part of this data mine is actually to know how much Kramomatic actually costs. Good news for beginners and new players, or people who don't have a lot of dream shards, or if you're just trying to min-max your dream shards, it's very cheap to use the very first time you use it each day. So if you don't have a lot of candies to convert, it will only cost you 1,000 dream shards to use it once a day over the 7 days. Each time you can feed it 40 candies. So if you only want to convert about 280 Meowth candies and that's it, then spread it out over the week, do 40 each day, then you hardly lose any dream shards at all. On the contrary, if you have about 1,000 Wobbuffet candies you want to convert like myself, you're gonna need to utilize Kramomatic fully every single day. The second time you use the Kramomatic, it'll cost you 5,000 dream shards, so a little bit of a jump, and then another bit of a jump the third time you use the Kramomatic in the same day at 15,000 dream shards, but the fourth time you use it, it'll cost you 40,000 dream shards. So if you add it all up, it will cost you 61,000 dream shards per day, which for some people might be a lot. To me, that's actually not too bad. If you're a beginner though, that's way too much. So I would stick to using it just the first or maybe even the second time to minimize the dream shard cost. But if like me, you're trying to use this fully for the 7 days, well, 61,000 dream shards over 7 days is 427,000 dream shards. So in preparation for this event, maybe at the end of this week, the week prior, you might want to use some dream shard bonus Pokemon and luck incense for your last sleep research session of this week to maximize your dream shard returns. Other details we've already covered in my other Summer Festival event information video, so I won't go through them again, but just a quick recap, it's going to be guaranteed curry. There's a number of Pokemon that will have boosted rate, water, flying, and bug types. Heracross and Pinsir got a buff. So that's it for today. In the next video, we're going to look at the value bundles for the Summer Festival. To end this video, I'm going to leave you with an animation that you can also find over at the Raidernix website from the data mine.